and that is the place where Earthveda's funds are active. All funds are in that place. Earthveda is the only fund which is in that space for low-income households. If you take a look at the next slide, the space where Earthveda's funds invest are also the highest risk part of any project. Once the land and title risks are taken care of, once all the approvals have come, once the construction has started and a few flats have been booked, the bulk of the risks are over. It doesn't mean the risks are all over. The risks will all get over once the project is completed and sold, but the highest risk is where land has yet to be acquired, titles have to be clear, approvals have to be received before building can start, and initial working capital has to be provided. That is where the highest risks are there, and therefore that is where the highest returns will always be there. This is a series of slides which gives one by one all the risks: legal risk, regulatory risk, delay in approvals, developer risk, and on the right hand side the green boxes tells you how Earthveda manages these risks. I won't go into the details of it, it will become too detailed. Cost overrun risk, project delay risk, market risk, that is slow sales velocity, slow sales realization, all of these risks in the small towns, in the micro markets, are managed by Earthveda in conjunction with the field force of DHFL and Aadhaar. This is a unique combination which is not available to other fund management companies, and therefore this space is probably exclusively for Earthveda. The third slide on the risks: low investment with realizable margins, fast realization of returns. This completes the enumeration of all the risks. Now let me go to a very sample investment that Earthveda would make. This is a sample project. It's on the outskirts of the metro. It's a mixed use project. The land has been purchased outright. The plot area is 3.2 acres. The FSI or FAR is 1. The loading is 20%. Saleable area is 1,67,100 square feet. 18.7 of this 1,67,100 is commercial. 46% is 1-bedroom hall kitchen, and 47% is 2-bedroom hall kitchen. You get the square feet of each of them on the bottom pie chart. On the right hand side you get the areas for each of these, that is 1-bedroom hall kitchen, 2-bedroom hall kitchen, and commercial. Then you have the base rates, and therefore the interesting part is the bottom right pie chart, which gives the entire breakup of the costs. There's the cost of construction, which is 60%, marketing, admin, etc., land cost, approval cost. Please note that this would be completely different if this was a project in the island city of Mumbai, where the cost of land would be somewhere around 70% and cost of construction would be way down to about 10 or 15% of the total project cost. We are talking here of a project in the outskirts. We are talking of a project which is going to deliver units to low-income households. This is the project revenue and costs. On the top left-hand chart, you have all the sales revenues from the 2 BHK, 1 BHK, the commercial, the parking units, amenities, etc. On the right-hand side, top pie chart, you have all the costs, and the bottom is giving you a graphical breakdown of how the profitability comes. So on a 35.22 crores of revenue, the profitability is 8.24 crores. This is a much better picturization of how all the costs and profits move through the life of the project. And as you can see, the cost of construction keeps going up. It becomes very small and then keeps going up. The cost of land is more or less constant, the other costs are rising, and the profit is rising along with the revenues. Arthveda is firmly of the belief that while real estate investments give you the highest returns, they also give you the highest risks. But of all real estate investments, investment in residential properties are the best or the safest. Of all investments in residential properties targeted to the middle and low income are the safest. Of all residential properties targeted to MIG and LIG, small investments in small towns of India are the safest. You achieve tremendous safety without giving up returns, and this is how Arthveda selects where to invest. There is a whole process that we use, and along with my sister companies like Aadhar and DHFL, we narrow down and decide the locations where we would invest. These are the locations where Arthveda is running investments or going to invest through its Asha fund. Essentially, it is south, west, and north. Very difficult for us as at this moment. Maybe next year we will start investing in the eastern parts of India. More or less, that's from my side. The presentation is over. It's a passion for us. It also to take real estate investments in an organized equity fashion to the low and middle income and EWS segments of our society. It also happens to be extremely profitable so long as you can manage the risks. We are in a position to manage the risk with the help of our sister companies at DHFL and Aadhar. We are now going to hand over the microphone to Ms. Tanvi to take care of all questions and answers.
Hello, good afternoon. I would like to thank Mr. Tripathi and Mr. Sen for that presentation. We will now start the question and answer session. Please use the controls shown on your screens to send us your questions. We have already received quite a few, so we will start answering them. The first one is sent to us by Mr. Devesh Chandra Srivastav, and the question is, what should be the role of private sector developers towards the affordable housing, and what should be the role of private equity firms towards affordable housing?
Okay. This is Vikram Sen. I'll try and answer the first question. It's very clear that we can't leave it to the state governments or the central governments together to create supply. Private builders have to step in with private equity. As far as we are concerned, we are here to provide the equity financing for the purchase of land, for financing all the entire approval process, and for the initial working capital. That's what we are here for, and we are launching funds specifically targeted towards investing in housing projects for middle income and low income. So we are there here with the financing on the equity side. Our sister companies are there with the financing on construction finance and on housing finance. So any builder who wishes to have to build or to create housing or to have a project anywhere from 2 lakh square feet to 6 lakh square feet, whether it is low income or middle income, please get in touch with us. There is enough profitability for us to get our financial returns, and there is more than enough for the builder. Organized equity for these kind of residential projects, as far as I know, as at the moment, there are very, very few funds who are willing to do it. Arthveda is one of them. We have a track record. This is what we do for a living on a daily basis.
The next question is by KPMG, and they asked, what should be the role of private developers in India towards affordable housing?
Okay, this is once again on the supply side, so I'll be very happy to take this question on. What should be the role of private developers? It's very simple. They should develop. And as far as I am concerned, we are here to provide them the complete financing package. Arthveda's funds will provide the equity. Our sister concerns DHFL and Aadhar will provide the construction finance and the home finance. Every developer who wishes, who has a decent project in hand and is looking for financing, he will get all three financing if he comes to Arthveda. So please bring your development skills, your skills of local knowledge, etc., and come to us with the project. We'll handle everything else for you.
The next question is from Samna India Advisors, and they asked, how does the current and proposed regulatory environment help the affordable housing?
The current and the proposed regulatory environment has been made very conducive to the affordable housing segment, because I just when I was giving presentation, I told that the central government has very clearly mandated to the state government, if they are going to create enablers for the affordable housing, whether for conversion, whether deemed approval of non-agricultural land in the town planning area, where the quick approval of the building plan, all those things they have very, and as well as they have very clearly said that when